Good. Too bad. I mean, it's more statistical proof, data, to confirm exactly what we've been saying, that Caitlin Clark is driving this whole ship. Well, I think this pretty much closes the book on its Me Too. They're tuning in for Me Too. Oh, the WNBA's not going to like that. Oh, those Angel Reese trolls online that are trying to come for me and this whole bus. She's driving it. Everybody else, get in the back.
What if I told you that Caitlin Clark's injury didn't just sideline her, it rocked the entire WNBA? Ticket prices have plummeted as much as 71%, and the financial consequences are unreal. Stick around to find out why Clark's absence is a disaster for the league's future, and how it's hitting players like Angel Reese the hardest.
The depths of Hades. By the way, what also changed? Caitlin Clark's MVP odds. We'll look at that here in a minute, and I'll give you my take on that. Here we are. Yikes. They're a dumpster fire now, and now that Caitlin Clark is injured, oh, the ticket prices for the Fever and Sky game just plummeted to Hades. It is bad news for the WNBA. The Caitlin Clark effect has been a net positive for the WNBA and all of its teams, but the star guard expected to miss a minimum of 2 weeks.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
And of course, man, these teams, I told you earlier, these WNBA franchises that moved games like the Chicago Sky to the, United Arena, you're screwed. We know Caitlin Clark was lost yesterday to an injury for at least 2 weeks. Now, the thing about it is they're going to reevaluate in 2 weeks. You're done. You're cooked. Nobody is going to show up to this thing. Chicago Sky can't sell out their own 9,000-something seat arena like it is. They couldn't when they were kind of decent.
Imagine this, a single announcement, Caitlin Clark is injured, and suddenly the WNBA had an emergency on its hands. Ticket prices tanked overnight. Take the Chicago Sky, for example. Their average resale ticket prices plummeted by 71% within days. Just days later, the Fever versus Mystics matchup was affected too, with tickets losing nearly half their value. Fans weren't just disappointed. It felt like the heart of the season had been ripped out. It wasn't simply about one game or two. This was bigger. It was a wake-up call for the league about its precarious financial situation. The impact wasn't just about tickets. It went deeper, like pulling a thread that began to unravel the whole fabric. Take the United Center, which was prepping for a huge turnout ahead of Clark's scheduled appearance. The venue was ready to welcome massive crowds, but instead, it looked practically deserted in some sections. The ripple effect hit everything, from food vendors losing sales at the games to national broadcasters who had counted on Clark to boost ratings. Even casual fans who only showed up for the chance to watch her were suddenly nowhere to be found.
Statistical data. The Indiana Fever will play 2 road games during the coming 2-week stretch, both of which were moved by their opponents to arenas with larger capacity, and the ticket prices have drastically dropped. The league will see the flip side of her impact, and there are already initial data points. This is front office sports, no conspiracies, no BS from them. For both games since Clark's injury was announced Monday. Wednesday's Fever game versus the Mystics at CFG Bank Arena in Baltimore has a get-in price of $22.
And this wasn't an isolated problem. The league's struggles with profitability only made things worse. The WNBA reported a $40 million loss last year, but the hope was that Clark's rookie star power could begin closing that gap. With her sidelined, those plans went out the window. To understand how crucial Clark is, just look at what's happening with Lionel Messi and the MLS. Attendance spikes, sold-out games, record-breaking jersey sales. It's proof that a single player can carry an entire league's momentum. But for the WNBA, the stakes feel even higher. They're not debating bonuses or small perks here. This is about survival in an already fragile ecosystem. Clark's absence exposed just how thin the margin really is. Without her, the league faced a huge domino effect. Media deals seemed shakier. Player salaries felt more vulnerable, and hype fizzled almost instantly. The bigger question now is, how are the other players reacting? Some, like Angel Reese, are watching the financial pressures trickle down to their own pockets, but not without letting the world hear how they feel. You know what's wild? It's not just the league's bottom line taking the hit here. Players like Angel Reese are feeling it personally. Reese isn't just any player. She's one of the brightest young stars in the game right now, not to mention a viral personality off the court. She's built a brand that extends far beyond basketball, making her a recognized face even for fans who don't follow the WNBA religiously. But here's the reality. Despite all her fame, Reese hasn't been able to drive the kind of consistent crowds or financial success that Caitlin Clark can, and the numbers don't lie. Take a recent matchup Reese headlined. Expectations were high, but attendance told a different story. The buzz didn't translate to ticket sales, and the arena ended up looking sparse compared to games Clark played earlier in the season. Reese might capture attention online, but filling seats has proven to be a tougher challenge without Clark in the lineup. This disparity points to just how dependent the league has become on one player, and understandably, that's led to frustration. For Reese, it's not just about pride, it's about her bank account. Clark's absence has exposed how the league's financial struggles directly affect its players. Angel Reese, like others, relies on sponsorships, bonuses, and the visibility of a thriving WNBA to maintain and grow her platform. When ticket sales tank, so does the hype that draws in corporate deals. The pressure builds. Suddenly, the gap between what Clark brings in and what others, even stars like Reese, deliver becomes painfully clear. That's got to sting, especially when you're still trying to establish your own legacy. Reese hasn't been quiet about the league's challenges, reportedly voicing her frustrations about the reliance on Clark's name alone to drive success. And she's not wrong. This isn't sustainable. The league can't hinge its future on just one superstar. But here's the question. Can Reese or anyone else rise to fill the void? If anything, this might force the WNBA to rethink its approach and start spreading the shine across a broader group of players. Whether that happens, though, is a whole different story. Caitlin Clark's injury didn't just sideline her. It revealed a massive flaw in the WNBA's model. Relying so heavily on one player to bring in ticket sales, sponsorships, and media attention is risky, especially for a league that lost $40 million last year. The real issue? Star power isn't spread across the roster of incredible athletes. Players like Angel Reese are prime candidates to step up, but the league needs to invest in promoting them properly. This could be the wake-up call the WNBA needs to secure its future. So, what's next? Can the league evolve before time runs out?